welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're going to be playing with this triple sawtooth. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it looks complex because of all the moving parts, but it breaks down really easy. But first, I want to talk to you about Tetiana at Olta Quilts. Now, her YouTube channel is going to be in our show notes below, as well as our Facebook group, which is growing rapidly, offers sewing virtually 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we have pictures, and we ask questions, there's fabric exchanges, there's all sorts of fun going on there now. And we also have a Zoom sew link so the Zoom sew dates will be listed from now until the end of the year as to which day to come. And then as we get closer to January, we'll list out more dates for the following year. But yeah, now share, like, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. You know, don't be shy about telling your guilds about us too, because we are doing free speaking engagements at guilds. We decided we're having so much fun with that, we're going to continue doing it, and it's free. Okay, so come on in. We're going to play with a Triple Sawtooth Star. Okay, we're at the sewing machine here, and you can see this layout. Now, I picked all of this stuff out because my crumbs are like hand size. So I got like all of this, the crumbs out of the blues and the reds, I got it all out of my crumb bins. So I mean, this is the advantage of picking crumbs, you know, that are like hand size. The other thing I got, this is all scrap fabric, right? So I had a bigger piece of scrap fabric. It wasn't a full quarter, fat quarter, so it qualifies as a scrap. Now, we're gonna start with the hardest bits first. And the hardest bits are always the smallest bits. And this is how you would break down any block. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got stitch and flips. And we've set this all up, as you can see in the cutting instructions. We've set it all up so that we've got stitch and flips. So I just want to pin just one side of this. The littlest pieces, I just want to pin one side. And the reason I'm pinning just the one side is I don't want to lose the position of where this goes and how it gets sewn on. Right? So I know that sounds silly, but trust me, this is a good one. Because you can get confused really quickly with these middle ones because you've got like two fabrics that aren't the same. So now I'm just going to push that one out of the way. And I'm going to run my line. I've pressed, some people draw the line, some people press the line. You know, what's making you happy? What works for you the best? I mean, it doesn't matter. Really, it does not matter which way you go. And you just want to kiss that line, whether it be sewn or drawn. And you want to take, okay. Now I just push that out of the way, get that all lined up. Now because these are 2-inch squares, I do not make bonus blocks out of them. Mind you, I have enough of them, don't I? That's too small. It's too small for me to work with, so I will pass on this. Now, while I've got it here, oops, I'm just going to flip this over, and there. Check to make sure you have good coverage, right, of your, before you cut. Because once you cut, that's it, you're done. And you cut, and you leave a good 1/4 inch. And now you do the other side. Just because you can. And you want to make sure it's leaning the right way, so you make a flying goose. Basically, you're making a flying goose out of a flip and stitch method is perfect when you're working with pieces that are not big enough to make them 2 at a time or 4 at a time. And that is important. This is why we're using our scraps the way we do, right? So, okay, now I'm just gonna cut this. Okay, just like that. Finger press it over. Okay. Geez, I got lots of hair today. I should get it out of my way. I was actually thinking of cutting my hair off, but I don't know. Okay, next one up is, let's get the other reds. Yeah, red, white, and blues. Ugh. That's kind of a, you know what, this block, I was playing around with it. I am not somebody that's good with these computer programs that can show you how it looks when you put it all into a quilt. But because it's asymmetrical, right, a block that's, you know, has a linear, you could do it for crisscrossing across a, you know, you could sew the 4 of them together so they make a wreath. Now I'm just going to put this one back here, right? And I'm going to check. See, once you get the small stuff done, it goes together like a bordered 9 patch, right? So, okay. And this one goes back over here. Now you could do this all scrappy too, right? That's the beauty of this. The pieces are small enough, right? Because I did a 2-inch scale. This ends up being 12.5 inches unfinished, or a 12-inch finished block. And I don't know, I thought, oh, okay, this one would, you could put this in a barn raising, you could make wreaths out of it. You know, like a little, you could do it in Christmas fabric. That would be cute too. Because if you've got a large enough center, you could play around with it. And there we go. Now, got a large enough center, you could use some larger scale focal fabric. But anyways, I thought, okay, let's do something different. A little different. Your mind is tricked when you've got odd numbers as to whether or not it is beautiful. Or your mind typically thinks things are beautiful when they are an odd number, which is kind of strange. But anyways, okay. Yeah. Okay, and now we get, okay, so the hardest part's just about done. And that was not hard, right? You have to agree that it wasn't very hard. We're going to lay it out like that. Make sure it's facing the right way. Now, I'm just going to run this one off just to get it off so you can see the next bits that you would do. Okay, perfect. The next bits that you would do are, okay, these ones. There's 4 blocks like this, right? Where you've got, you know, points all over. So we're just going to gingerly take out one and we're going to pin 2 of these. Ugh, why can't we let that go in? Oh, maybe it's not happy. Okay. Yeah, when I drew this out, I was kind of like, ooh, we could do a double. No, let's do a triple. Let's do a triple. Triple will be more fun. Oh, wow, yeah. Okay. There we go. And get the pins and other cloth out of the way. Make sure everything's lined up good. And then run it under. Run one side under. And this is where my friend Jamie gave me a design board. And I thought, I've never used a design board. And I thought, okay, I'll take it from her because she's such a beautiful, generous person. And I thought, okay, we'll use it. We'll try and use it and see if it improves my skill. Well, all of a sudden, I could take oodles and oodles and oodles of fabric that I cut from one place to another and have it all stay in place, which I thought was, oh yes, that's a good thing to have. That's a lovely thing to have, actually. Okay. Okay. Now I'm just gonna check this, make sure. All right. Yep. Now. Go. Now I'm just going to put that back like that, just for now, and get another one sewn. Because this is, as long as you got them pinned in which corner they go to, you're not so likely to mess them up. because that's what I found that would be, if you're busy and you've got like stacks of them, you would want to make sure that you have them all laid out the way they need to be. Unless, of course, you're doing them scrappy. Then, you know, it doesn't matter what color goes where. You know, if you're doing them all totally scrappy, it wouldn't matter that, you know, you just have to cover 3 sides, snowball 3 sides, or flip and stitch, or whatever the new thing they're calling it this week. Okay. Check. Yes, we are perfect. Yay! Why am I saving all these lined up? I should throw them into pet beds. Okay, so this goes like that. There we go. And last one. Here we're just going to pin and pin. Yeah. Yeah, because you're doing them all scrappy. Let's say you were working with blues. It wouldn't matter, like, what color goes where. But I decided, okay, there might be people out there that want it more planned chaos. Planned chaos? Yeah, I know. Now, I'm still just up and kissing the line that I've ironed. I haven't done anything else other than that. Right? Okay. Now. Okay, we get the next one on. Take your time lining them up. Okay. There. Oops, I need to check that one. And then cut the bulk away, the excess away. Yep, that's perfect. Now, and when I'm tired, I have occasionally been known to cut the wrong side of the line after it's been sewn. Which means you end up with a triangle and a piece that is no longer usable in your quilt. But, you know, it's been fun. And it's, you know, everybody has their challenge, right, I guess. Okay. And we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. It's very much for us to know that we all do that. I see every once in a while, oh, people, oh, I never make mistakes. I never use my stitch ripper. I never know where it is. It's like, wow. I always know where mine is. It's within arm's reach because I make enough mistakes that I need it within arm's reach. So, if you think you're, you know, constantly ripping out stuff and all this because you're not a very good sewer there, I hate to tell you this, but there's people that are just as, they're not as good as what they say they are, and you are probably better than you think, right? So, you keep that in mind. You're probably better than you think you are, you know, so, and, you know, the other thing too, I tend to throw caution to the wind sometimes, and the results sometimes are a lot of fun, but sometimes they're not. There we go. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to put this block back here so that my reds line up to my star and the blues line up there, and grab the next piece that I'm taking. Okay. Yeah, oops, come on. Oh, I lost it. I lost how I lined it up. Let me just take our time to line it up again. It's not a race. It's not a race. There, nice. There. So now I'm taking that and putting it here. Just like so. That's where it went. I take the other piece. Is that lined up? Yes, it is. Just play around with it a bit until you line it up perfectly. Oops. There. And check before you cut. Here we go. Now, okay, I'm just about at the end. Yay! One more of these and we can start the next part. Actually, once you get past this part, the next part's really easy. And you just take your time, you throw them together, you sew them together, and it's going to be nice. A very nice little thing. Okay. Okay, that works good. I say check everyone, then you don't have to sit there and try and figure out what you've done wrong in your block. Now you put it down. The red's got to go up against the red, right? The right red matching. Like I say, it's easier if you were doing this all with, you know, scraps. Then you know, it doesn't matter. You have, you know, 4 or 3 focal fabrics that are in the middle, the bigger squares, and then your neutrals could even be, your low volumes or your neutrals could even be. Okay, so the next part we're going to assemble after this is the 9 patch, right? Because that makes sense that we're going to be doing the 9 patch next, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all of this together. Okay, I'm going to change feet because I like my 1/4 inch foot better than this foot. This foot is really good. The foot that comes with your 301A, now I've been asked this a few times, and you probably have your preferences too. The foot that has my 1/4 inch foot has got a little plow on the side, where this one does not. This is just like the original foot, and I have really good vision. You know, I can see where I'm sewing here, where the other one not so much. You know, because I've got that plow there on the side. Now, we don't want to miss our point, so the point is up, and we steer to the point just because we have to. That's fine. That's okay. And now the next piece is not up, but you can kind of peek as to where it is as you're going under. Okay, is it going to be a 1/4 inch? Ooh, maybe. You can kind of feel it too, right? As to where it's going to be. You can just feel it with your finger. And if it really bothers you, you can peek, and woohoo, it's perfect. This one has no point, so we don't care. We just run it through to 1/4 inch, we're good. Now, if you just wanted to continue doing rows, you could. I'm going to sew these 2 pieces together because I can, and that'll help me keep going forward, moving forward. Okay, so now we're going to open this up, and everything's in the right position still, right, which is good. Now, there's no points here to worry about. So, I'm just going to move this along. Okay. Oops. That's got to go this way. And there's a point here that we have to kind of steer, maybe, a little bit. But you want to cross right where that X is, or just to this side of it. And we have a point now that we can't see, but we're going to cheat a little. We're going to make sure we can feel where that 1/4 inch is. We're going to line it up with our finger until we can't put it under anymore. You can use a stiletto for that as well. Okay. Now, I'm going to grab maybe 2 pieces across the top and sew them together. Now let's see where I ended up on this point, on these points. So these points I was able to see, they're perfect. And the one I was able to, the two that I was able to cheat on actually ended up a good point. They ended up being a good point because you can, when the fabric is folded, you can kind of feel where that point is. Like you feel where that line is here and where this line is here. And if you just trace it with your thumbnail or your nail, then you can hold it in place. See? You can hold it in place until you sew it. Right? So let's get this one done. Now, I got two. I got two right off the hop. Okay. So this one, again, I'm just going to cheat. Now I can draw it with my fingernail like this way and that way because I can see it. So basically now I'm tracing the line with my finger. Now I have to decide which way I'm going with these. Okay, so I'm going to be going out. Okay. And now I'm just going to make sure I'm right on that point. There we are, perfect. And right to where we nest. And then right to the end. Okay. Oops. No, yeah, I'm going that way. So now I want to join this whole top row. So I have one full top row. Okay. Alright, and we get the other seam done. We flip it over like so. Okay. Now, I'm going to match that, and there we go. You can also use a pin or a stitch ripper to hold it as a stiletto if that makes you feel more comfortable. And getting your fingers that close. Some people don't mind getting their fingers that close. Now see there, I'm done with that. The top row is all done, right? So now I'm going to take this off. I'm going to sew these two together. Get my sides done. And there. One side two. There we go. There. So let's get that back up here. Okay, so what I've done is I've sewed all this to the middle, so you can press this, you can press this out or in or whichever way you feel works best for you. I think this is going to work best if I go that way. You do create a little bulk bits, but that's okay. That'll iron out really nice. Okay, so now you put it back like that. There's one side piece here. I'm going to put everything back together again so you can see what I'm doing. There. Now this is on this side. Here we go. Okay, and I've got this piece here. Right, so now I want to put this side on. We'll put the sides on first. Now, to avoid not being able to see this, I'm going to sew it this way. Just flip it so you can see where you need your point. Okay. And this one make it all nice and straight. Up to where you need to nest. And I'm just going to put this on, just like so. There we go. And now I'm going to get the other side on. And I'm just going to tip this so it sews out. So it turns out. And now I'm going to put this side on. Oh, I love this vintage machine. I never have problems with Mom's machine, other than taking it into the spa for its annual checkup, you know. Is it going out or out? Yes, it is. It is going out. Okay, make our nest point that we have to make, and then we have to make this where it crosses over. Perfect. Okay. And we got a plug underneath here. Okay. There. Now we get the top on. Okay, so the top goes on next. And you notice I flip this so that I can see where I have to cross. So I nest, I make my nice little nest. Okay, I need to nest here. So you want to hold your fabric until from one nesting point to the next. There we go. And drop your needle when you're nesting, when you're getting everything lined up, because sometimes you have to. This is going out. You know. And we're almost there. Woohoo. This did not take long. Okay. There. Now the last piece goes on. And I'm going to put this board out of the way because it's kind of in my way. Pitch. Okay. There we go. You want to make sure you get your good nesting. There. You know, get your other nesting point they have to do. There. Now your last nesting point. There. You hold it there. So on. There we go. And, oops. Let's see. Okay, now we're going to show you from the back. So you're going to just press this out, right? Like I'll press it with, you know, with a real iron and everything, but these go out this way, this goes in, right? Like, and you try and lay it. Now I have finger pressed this the wrong way, so I'm just going to correct the finger pressing before I take it to the iron, right? Because I don't want to flip my seams. And we're good. I will meet you back after I give it a good press, and we'll do our big ta-da moment. Okay, so this is our triple sawtooth, right? Now, because it's an asymmetrical block, you could do like a X's and O's, like, or a barn raising or something. It probably looks best in some kind of layout like that. You could also just, you know, put it, you know, side by side or whatever, or make chevrons. That would also be very cool too, right? So I do hope you give this one a try. Yeah, there's a lot of fiddly little bits, but it goes together easy enough, and you can make this totally scrappy. Like, you can even use, you know, scrappy backgrounds and scrappy stars, and, you know, then you're not The only reason that this one was hard is I needed my red and blue in the right spots, right? Like, I mean, to make the triple, to go the triple. Otherwise, if you were just doing all scrappy, and you didn't have to match up the center block with your outside points, you know, yeah, this block becomes very simple very quickly. So I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week ahead. And until we meet again, you take care. Okay, goodbye. Bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for all of the amazing people that we have met along this crazy YouTube adventure that we've been having. We do free speaking engagements too, so if you're part of a guild and they're looking for, you know, people to talk and, you know, and chat with, you know, in their monthly meetings, tell them that I'm doing free ones just to help the guilds out, because it's been a tough time for the guilds as well. You know, share, like, and subscribe with your friends. You know, make sure that they're, you know, they get the word out on us. That's the best way you can do to help us out. So until we meet again, I want to thank you. Okay, goodbye.